Welcome to the StockMiner.com studios here in the Black Hills of South Dakota. I am your stock mentor, Brian Johnson. I'm making professional trading simple. And we mentioned this weekend to be looking for, I was neutral to bullish going in. A lot of my picks that I gave you were bullish moves. Just because I was predicting something like this for the week, it only made sense to me that we would be moving up today. I hope you guys got in on this. If you are holding long overnight, we have been moving, trickling down ever so slightly in the after hours, but it's not a bad play to hold long during the Christmas week. I don't see any problem with doing that, regardless of how it turns out. It's not a bad decision to do that. So I hope you guys were able to make some money off of the ideas and the suggestions I gave you, especially if you're playing things to the long side. All right, so there you have it. That's my pat on the back for the day. Let's move on. As you can see, we're right back in the middle of the trend for the Dow. Now, it struggled a little bit today. It was down from the other indices. It's really been strange to watch the Dow, how one day it seems to be stronger than the others, the next day it seems to be weaker than the others. I'm still not convinced it's a leading indicator. It might just be an extremely lagging indicator, but we're still watching for a break over this 10,500 mark. Look how well this bottom has held, just over and over and over again. Nothing to think, or no reason to think that it wouldn't hold when it got back up here as well. Looking at it from a daily, right in the middle of all the chop again right here too. Once again, if you're not already long, it's kind of a little bit more of a spec play on your part to get long in the indices, in the Dow anyway, at this point, just because of where it's at. It's kind of stuck in the middle of things, but if you're one of those that likes to pull just a few points out of it here and there, I still think there's a good possibility it could make that 10,500 mark. NASDAQ on a 60 showing great strength, just as would be predicted. Tech stocks, they seem to be the most popular around Christmas time. They're one of the more frequent gifts given, so of course you would think there'd be a lot of Yuletime cheer about techs, Apple and iPods and TVs and stuff. And so this, not a big surprise. Did gap up and over this 1815 mark, and look how well it held all day, moving straight up and then moving sideways. So we were putting in just a high base. Break above that 1835 mark could bring on more higher prices for the NASDAQ down the road. From a daily, you can see it up and over. See where it moved? It gapped right up to that 1815-ish mark. That's it's pretty close. 1818, yeah, so 3 points away from that 1815 area we were talking about. And I've mentioned that's exactly what stocks tend to do when they can't break a resistance or a support level. They just gap above it. How much easier is it than that? Well, it's not. So that's what we saw today in here. We'll see where it gets stopped on its way back up. I might extend this blue line, but I would say right about that 1814 area is probably your first line to be looking at. So 18, maybe that 1835 was fine too. I should extend this line. That would give me a better idea. But regardless, it's up and over this little chop it's been in. Let's see if it can hold. NASDAQ from a weekly, that also puts it up above that overhead resistance that we've been talking about. Let's see if the lower volume this week moves things up as would be expected, especially coming into Christmas. SPY on a 60-minute. You can see it moving up to the 1815 mark, breaking it, even touching this overhead resistance here at 1117, but pulling back and eventually closing below 1114 for the day, similar to what we've seen in the past, being able to break up and over 1115 but not being able to hold it for any length of time. So, do you feel lucky? Will you go short here on the SPX? It's been holding pretty decently ever since, and the aftermarket is starting to move back down ever so slightly. No, I shouldn't say ever so slightly. I guess we're down about a point right now, but we fell right after the markets closed. So be watching this tomorrow. See if this thing pulls back, finds some support here, and maybe pushes its way back up. With the NASDAQ breaking overhead resistance, maybe it's the leading indicator. That's what we need to find out. Will the NASDAQ be the leading indicator that pulls the other indices with it up and over their respective resistance areas at the top? Here we are, stopped right at that position. Like I said, being able to stick our head above it a few times, just never been able to really hold it. But this could be the moment. Perfect time to do it too, right during Christmas, and drive this thing right up here into the 1130, 1140, maybe even 1150 area before this is all said and done. SPX on a weekly also looking to push these upper levels of support and resistance up here. Once again, a weekly chart. We've got a few days left. Let's see what happens. VIX tumbling, falling below this lower level here. Now we have to look at, will it retest the bottom level? Christmas coming, markets move up, no reason not to think it won't happen. So watch for a drop down here to this 18-ish level and see if that's where it gets stopped for the week. I guess if I was making a prediction, I'd say the VIX closes right here by the end of the week. There you go. There's my gutsy call of the week right there. Apple on a 60-minute up today, $2.80. I was saying